Have you ever stopped to think about what actually happens when you click buy on a website for some massive company? I mean, it feels so simple for us, right? But behind the scenes, it's this incredibly complex dance of information and logistics. Well, today, we're going to follow that exact journey. We're going to see how huge companies manage to sell you something using a really powerful system called SAP.
So let's just frame the problem here. I want you to really think about this. You've got a global company, millions of customers, thousands, maybe tens of thousands of different products, and they're shipping to every corner of the planet. How on earth do they keep track of every single order, every delivery, and every payment without the whole thing just collapsing into absolute chaos? It's a mind-boggling challenge.
Well, for many of the world's biggest companies, the answer is a system like SAP Sales and Distribution, or S&D for short. Now, this isn't just some app on a computer. It's a massive core part of SAP's enterprise resource planning system. You can think of it as the central nervous system for a company's entire sales operation. It's the engine that powers everything from the second a customer shows interest all the way until the money is safely in the bank. But here's the thing. S&D doesn't work alone in some kind of bubble. It's a really important piece of a much bigger puzzle called SAP Logistics. It has to be constantly talking to other parts of the business. It's got to check with material management, the module, to ask, hey, do we actually have this product in the warehouse? And sometimes it might even have to ping the production planning folks and say, we need you to start making one of these right now. It's all connected. Okay, so to really see how all these connections work, we're going to follow the exact path that every single sale takes. In the business world, they call this the order-to-cash journey. And for the rest of this explainer, that's going to be our map. So here it is, the 4 main stops on our journey. We start with pre-sales activities, then we move into order processing, then comes shipping, and finally, the part everyone loves, billing. We're going to walk through each and every one of these step by step. And this right here is probably the most important thing to understand. These steps, they aren't just vague concepts. Inside SAP, every single action, whether it's a price quote, a sales order, a delivery notice, it creates a digital document. The entire process is basically a digital paper trail, a chain of these linked documents. And that's absolutely critical, because it means the company can trace every step of every order, which is vital for everything from answering a customer's question to passing a financial audit. All right, let's get into the first part of our journey. We're going to look at everything that happens from that very first hello all the way up to the moment a customer says, yes, I want it. It all kicks off right here with what we call pre-sales. This can be anything really. It might be a customer calling in with a question or a sales rep sending out a formal price quote. The key thing at this stage is that there's no commitment yet. It's all about exploring the possibilities and laying the groundwork for a potential sale. But now things get real. The customer has decided they want to buy. So we move into the order processing stage, and this is a huge moment because it's where a simple inquiry or a quote gets transformed into a formal binding sales order right inside the system. So during order processing, the system is just soaking up all the critical details. What exactly does the customer want? What's the price we agreed on? When do they need it? And the main result here, the big outcome, is that digital document, the sales order. That document is the customer's official commitment to buy. And boom, the order is locked in. The ball is officially in the company's court now. Once that sales order is created, the system kicks off a whole bunch of internal processes. And the very first question it has to answer is, okay, where are we going to get this product? So how does that work? Well, based on that sales order, the system is smart enough to figure it out. Is this something we can just grab from the available stock in the warehouse? Is it something we need to order from one of our suppliers? Or maybe it's a custom job, and we need to actually manufacture it from scratch. The system knows which path to take.
Okay, we've got a committed order, we know where the product is coming from, so let's jump into the second half of our journey. This is all about actually getting the product out the door and, getting paid for it.
The moment the goods are picked from the shelf, packed up, and are ready to go, we officially hit the shipping stage. This is where the product starts its actual physical journey from the company's building to the customer's front door.
And again, this is way more than just slapping a label on a box. A whole new set of documents and actions get triggered in the system. An outbound delivery document gets created, the warehouse team gets the instructions to prepare and pack the goods, the system helps plan the transport, and finally, the product is dispatched. And every single one of those steps is tracked. So the package is on the truck, it's on its way to the customer, but we are not done yet, not even close. The physical part of the delivery has to be matched by the financial part. A transaction isn't truly complete until the company gets paid, so it's time to talk about the money.
You can think of it like this. There are two processes happening at the same time now. You have shipping, which is the physical flow of the goods to the customer, and then you have billing, which is the financial process of creating an invoice and managing the flow of money from the customer. They're two separate but deeply, deeply connected streams.
And the key piece of paper, well, digital paper, that comes out of this final stage is the billing document. This is the official invoice generated by SAP. It automatically pulls all the information from that original sales order to tell the customer exactly what they bought and how much they owe. This is what officially completes the order-to-cash cycle.
So look, if you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. From that very first casual inquiry about a price, all the way to the final payment clearing the bank, every single step is recorded and connected as a document inside the SAP system. It's one seamless digital chain of events. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. This whole system is incredibly powerful because everything is so tightly integrated. But that also means accuracy is everything. So let me ask you, what do you think happens to the entire chain, to the shipping, to the billing, to the customer's happiness, if just one of those documents way back at the beginning is wrong? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining me.
For more videos, please like, share and subscribe the channel SAP Gyaan.